Good morning on another dreary, cold Friday. I think the Secrets of the Sire weather phenomenon continues, where we're dooming New York City to awful weather, some hail, some rain, some snow. We'll get a bright sunny day out here at some point. Oh, Sam, my engineer, is saying it's sunny out now, but I don't know. Walking over here, it was brutal cold. The wind was terrible, but we press on. Secrets of the Sire, for any newbies coming along, we are a pop culture radio show broadcasting live every Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern on talkingalternative.com. We have a new blog every Wednesday, and then we have a new podcast, which is basically the show, put onto iTunes and circulated throughout the internet. There's a tons of apps out there. Any pod app that taps into iTunes, which is all of them, you should be able to download. You just search for Secrets of the Sire. We got a great show today. Kind of a mishmash show a little bit in terms of topics ranging, and kind of some insight into how kind of operates. So it's a funny thing. We definitely make sure to map out our shows, and I have basically the next month of shows lined up. We're trying to always get great guests on, because shows are just very easy to get when you get guests, right, Sam? I mean, Sam is shaking his head. The more guests, the better. Want to welcome all our Periscope peeps, our Jersey Jedi, our MD Wagner 59. I want to also welcome my wife. She is a loyal follower and loyal listener, so we love having her on as well. And you can always check us out on Periscope at Michael_Dolce. So, it's also my Twitter feed. What we were saying was, we always have these shows mapped out, and we always kind of, we try to pin it with, and Baby James. Yes, my wife just interjected. My 8-week-old son, Baby James, is also watching me live, although I don't know if he completely knows who I am yet, but he's definitely seen me repeatedly. He's seen me change his diaper, and he's very happy when I do that. So I've got that in my wheelhouse. So anyway, we plan these things out months in advance. We try to tie them around events. We try to tie them around guests that we can get on, anything topical. And sometimes, as we do this, in spikes to the last moment. So today, I wanted to talk about more movies that are going to be coming out, and we are going to talk about the summer movies. We're going to recap our March Madness Final Four, movie franchise Final Four, in which the voters, the fans of the show, have actually chimed in and voted their favorite Spider-Man, Batman, X-Men, and Superman movies. And then I was going to debate them and talk to them, and we always, as always, welcome you guys to join in on the debate. You can call us live 877-480-20 during every live broadcast. Or you can tap us in on Periscope. And next week, because we're always technology savvy, we're going to start doing some Facebook live streaming as well. I don't know how I have the attention span to look at 3 different monitors at once. I probably don't, but I fake it, halfway decent. So the summer movies we're looking to see, I wrote a nice little blog on that. Nothing great. We just wanted to go over it, or nothing extraordinary. Just wanted to list all the great movies that are coming out and start talking about which ones we're most excited to see. And then all of a sudden, I started thinking to myself, Suicide Squad is coming out in August. And it got me thinking, I'm not going to use the word debacle because that's not fair. I'm not going to use the word great movie because that's not accurate. But after the spectacle, which I think is a pretty good word, that was Batman v Superman, the question that I had for all of our viewers, listeners, participants, and fans are, do you have faith that DC can pull off a movie? Because this point, unlike Marvel Civil War, which we were going to heavily talk about, we're also going to be doing another joint podcast venture with the Bad Coyote Funky Bunch right around the time that Civil War comes out. I'll have more details of that next week. It really got me thinking, though. Batman v Superman had so many great things on it, and it also had so many things that just left your head scratching. We talked about it in detail. You can always get all of our podcast reads again on iTunes. We went into detail. Our Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice review last week. We gave you everything that we thought about the movie, what was right, what was wrong. My major complaint was that they crammed 8 movies in there, which is it's a complaint that many people had. But they basically were doing this to set up a Justice League movie. Sam actually, in our pre-show conversations, again, giving you a little behind the curtain, he recently seen it, and he said, I agree with you in terms of everything, but now it looks like Marvel's doing the same thing with Civil War. And I said, no, actually, to be honest with you, DC is trying to copy what Marvel has been carefully building for years. They've had this plan in place for years. They've had this strategy. I want to say Feige, but I think that's exactly how you pronounce his name. Kevin Feige is the Marvel VP, head of all that. Avi Arad is also a major player. Joe Quesada, obviously the editor-in-chief of the comic book company, but he also has a hand in the movies. Brian Michael Bendis does a lot. Jeff Loeb, all comic book veterans. They've had this strategy for years, and they've been carefully rolling it out. So Marvel's Civil War is a precursor to the next Avengers movie, but it's also another piece of the puzzle, so to speak, and it's this puzzle that they've mapped out through 2020. And with Batman v Superman, DC decided we're gonna roll this out too. This is fantastic. Let's get it all in this one movie. Let's forget the patience. Let's forget everything that Marvel did. We need to catch up right now. Welcome Honka2233 to the broadcast. So they basically wanted to. Oh, and at Joe Movie, I'm going to keep interrupting to give the love to the Periscope peeps because I've gotten complaints. I don't give enough love to the Periscope peeps, but I love the Periscope peeps. And Joe Movie is a tremendous artist. He is with the comic book company Comics Tribe. We're going to have him on at some point. So, you definitely want to catch him. He is a diehard Rangers and Jets fan. So we definitely we have some spirited debates. Actually, not even debates because I'm also a spirited Jet fan as well too. And yes, God help you all if we ever get him on. He just commented in. So his book Scam, awesome book, awesome book. It was a kind of a caper, kind of Ocean's 11 powers, came out through Comics Tribe, so if you guys get a chance to look that up, please do. Really, really awesome stuff. So welcome aboard to the show. But yeah, getting back to that DC, again, oh boy, it almost came out. I almost said debacle. I was about to say this DC debacle, but it's not a debacle. The movie was good. It wasn't great. And it just wasn't... it was just DC's attempt to catch up immediately. It was like taking steroids essentially and just trying to catch up to all the guys instead of playing ball in the minors and paying your dues and earning your way up. It was like, let's jack ourselves up with as much HGH and steroids as humanly possible and let's get on the ball field immediately. So now Suicide Squad comes out in August. And that's the top of many, many, many people's lists of movies they're really excited to see. But do you think it's going to be good? So I'm sure at this point the news has been out there, and I'm going to bring up my little trusty news article as well. Suicide Squad undergoing risks. It's never a good thing. It's never a good thing in comic book movie lore. However, after my Deadpool debacle, I actually think I should refrain from saying it's going to be a disaster, because it'll probably be a hit, or perhaps I am the kiss of death for the movie. See, if I tell you it's going to be terrible, or it's going to do terrible, not that it's going to be terrible, if I tell you it's going to do terrible, so maybe studios should start paying me. All right, let's become a sponsor, secretsofthesire.com/become a sponsor. Actually, it's just /sponsor. Go to the sponsorship page. Come on, movie studios. You want a great opening weekend. You want a breaking opening weekend. Let me just tell you your film's going to do terrible. And it'll do great. So, but it's going through some reshoots. Now, recently, Jai Courtney, one of the stars of Suicide Squad, is quoted as saying, "Don't believe everything you read." The claim is that they're going through reshoots because of the complaints heard on Batman v Superman. Too dark, they said. Not enough humor. We need to add more humor. We need to add more funny. And this is an ensemble piece. And Harley Quinn, I don't disagree with them. There should be more lighthearted moments. There should be more moments where we get to kind of enjoy the camaraderie between a group of supervillains who are basically forced to carry out a plot, an execution plot of an unknown villain. It's actually got a really great premise. It was kind of a low-key book. It wasn't a huge popular book, but it's got this great premise. So why shouldn't there be more humor to it? But just the mere fact that they have to go and reshoot to add more humor to it leads me to two things. One, it's not funny. But let's just be honest. They obviously did not write it with that intention behind it. which is okay, and it can be okay. And I think Warner Brothers is jumping the gun already to say, okay, well, Batman, Superman, Too Dark, we need to lighten this thing up. Let's get next Deadpool. We need the next Deadpool to be, we need this to be the next Deadpool. We need this to be a breakout superhero hit, because Batman v Superman was great in the opening weekend, and then if you follow my articles and my blogs, you realize that it took a huge dive in the second week, and that's probably due to the poor reviews that not just moviegoers but critics alike were basically saying, this is a lot of things wrong with this movie. So that was their first reaction, and the first thing that means is that they obviously did not write it for humor and are now trying to cram humor in. The second thing, though, and I kind of touched upon it right before, what does this mean? It means that Warner Brothers is going to be very reactive. They're not proactive. So, again, Sam, bringing that point up with the Civil War is a great example. Marvel has, even when they don't have breakout successes, like let's say Ant-Man was a successful movie, it was a fun movie, it was good, it adds to it. Ant-Man has now been introduced in the universe. So they might not have had another Guardians of the Galaxy with Ant-Man, but they introduced him in a fun way. The movie made some money. It was basically critically, again, not revered, but critics were cool with it. Everyone liked it. It was a fun movie. Didn't break the bank, didn't cause anything. It basically got them to a point now, we can introduce Ant-Man, we can put Ant-Man in Civil War, people know who Ant-Man is. So Ant-Man, single. I was at the Ramona Singer Real Housewives premiere party the other day. I think I'm still recovering. That's right, Secrets of the Sire, we're everywhere. Except China, which we've now been banned from. That's pretty exciting. I like being banned. So when we come back, I want to talk more about this, obviously. And like I said, I was looking forward to talking about just the summer movies, because Batman v Superman was the official kickoff to the summer movie blockbuster countdown. May is weeks away, not, right around the corner. Really looking forward to it. But it got me thinking, all the way to August. Secrets of the Sire is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/Secrets of the Sire. So when we come back with more, we're going to definitely dive more headlong into this. I'm going to get your feedback, a lot of feedback on our Facebook page /Secrets of the Sire. A lot of Periscope peeps chiming in, and I will answer your questions on the air in about a minute or two when we come back. And we're going to basically really just dive headfirst into this. So, Secrets of the Sire when we return.